Top of it, everybody. I want to welcome you to Managing Our Minds podcast, where we create a safe space for you to be vulnerable, because vulnerability is not a weakness, but it's a step towards growth in every area of life. And I'm Dominique Easley.
And I'm Damien Jacobson. Today we have a special guest, man. A guy that's been good at a lot of things throughout his life, and after reading some of these things, I think he's been even better going forward. And I ain't gonna hold the introduction too long. I let him introduce himself, Mr. Isaiah Pead.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for having me, man. I appreciate the introduction. Took it out smooth.
One thing that we like to do here on Managing Our Minds podcast is ask you, how was your day? That question alone is overlooked tremendously. People don't really understand the importance behind it and how much that can really help somebody within their situation that they're going through. So how was your day, man?
Man, I got two parts of that, man. One, first, I'm gonna answer it, man. The day's going well. It's going good. We woke up early, got some things done, and we are, getting this here done. So it's going well. But it's crazy that you say that, man. I got two kids, an 8-year-old boy and a 4-year-old daughter, and that's the first thing that my daughter, the 4-year-old, the youngest one, she really cares about is that question. You know what I mean? She say, "How was your day?" Or when she speaks to her brother on the phone, on FaceTime, and stuff like that. It's, "How was your day?" You know, and that's one thing that she really has really reminded me of to ask both my kids and everybody I come across. But it's just it just made me smile the way you said how important that question is for sure.
Now, I appreciate you really recognizing how important that question is. How was your day? And really like diving into it and allowing your kids to understand the importance behind it. And for you, childhood and early mental health, man, growing up in Columbus, what were the unseen battles behind the confidence and the talent? Were there moments as a kid when you felt like you had to hide in pain and pressure because no one around you talked about it? And that's mental health, something that we don't talk about.
A lot of what I was going through growing up, and maybe my peers as well, um, we couldn't. We felt like we couldn't really talk about it, couldn't really express it. If we expressed it to to our friends or whatnot, you was considered soft or nobody. You know what I mean? Things like that. If you expressed it to your parents, especially as a young boy, it was sometimes you're a boy. You know what I mean? That's how it's supposed to be. So, not to say it was anybody's fault. I think that was just the time,
Yeah.
and mental health not really being a big awareness around back then. Just falling victim to not being able to express. The only way knowing to express is fighting.
Exactly. Reacting.
Not healthy ways. You know what I mean? So, to society today now we at a place where we can, have 3 black men who all kind of went through the same backgrounds and could talk about it and help, spread the love in the world. So, definitely.
What was your household like? How many brothers, sisters, did you grow up with both your parents?
No, I grew up with just my mom. My mom had me at 16, and she had my sister at 20, and then had my other sister at 30. So
you was the oldest.
Yeah, I was the oldest.
And the male.
Right. Yeah,
the only male. Damn.
Yeah.
With a
we
young
grew
mother.
up together. You know what I mean? So.
And was dad ever a part of that process in your most critical
I met my
ages?
dad when I was about 12, 13. I was 8th grade, going into middle school. Pops, we got a relationship. We definitely got a relationship. But as far as like the paintbrush, that early paintbrush, it was just my mom, and the responsibilities of being a big brother. You know what I mean? I had my mom has a little brother, my uncle, and then I have my wife's husband, and then I have my grandfather. So there wasn't too many male figures around. Got a few other uncles here and there, but them were probably the most hand reached. My 2 uncles and my grandfather, male wise, growing up. So
I know. So, and that's kind of to be honest, the way I grew up too. So I grew up in a single family household with my moms and my brother. But my father, he was in my life. But outside of that, on my mom's side, she's Haitian. She had 8 brothers. I mean, she had 8 sisters and 1 brother. Everybody besides her brother had girls, and they all had 2 kids or more. And then I only have 2 male cousins on that side. Um, and then on my father's side, we the only boys, and there's 5 girl cousins. So growing up, it's crazy as you say that because, and I'm about to ask you this, I didn't grow up with the understanding of how to be emotionally intelligent, even though I grew up with nothing but women in my life.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I mean? And I didn't understand why that was, but not now I can understand and see how that, like how their trauma was pushed onto me. But the good thing about it now is that I understand and I'm able to sit down and have conversations with my mom, sit down and have conversations with my pops about those things that went on back then. You know what I mean? Like, is your relationship open now? Like, does your parents are you able to talk to your parents about mental health? Because you know how some parents old school be old school and they don't want to go up out of there.
Absolutely. I think just the story of it all, the timeline of it all, how life was, um, what what life was for me, what it is now, where it is now, the age that I'm at, where society is now. I think it's a accumulation of all of that, and then um, me having gotten to a place with myself to where I can tap into my emotions a little more, understand how to express, not be so short tempered and hot headed and things like that. And then
When
them
did that come to you?
that came honestly, man, after my accident, bro. Um, with that, my accident it'll be 9 years for
Mm.
me. In November,
Hmm.
somewhere in between these 8.5, 9 years is where it came. And it was a build up. I can't really say one specific year or one specific, summer. I was just
Situation.
focused on that. It was really just a accumulation of all these years, and just certain life action. Putting your putting a plan together and going forward,
Facts.
and it not coming through. And so having to regroup, and then also still having to adjust, and then just everything. I think. um,
That's how I be with some damn flies too. I be hating them
Fries
muffins.
with the years.
I'm glad I ain't the only one. Hey, I'll smack a motherfucker with a fly come across my
Uh,
damn face.
be catching them too, like man. But nah, for sure, man. I think it was an accumulation of all of that that helped me be able to get to a place to be able to express to my parents my side of the story, and
Hmm.
it also took me through expressing to them. Maybe they're not understanding me, or I'm not understanding them, and getting
Yeah.
frustrated. And then it
Facts.
took me again to step back, and I can't get frustrated with them. I gotta have more grace for them because
Yep.
the life that they didn't came through, whatever it was,
Know any
they've been
better?
in between, stuck
Yeah.
in between 2 pandemics. You got the Great Depression in 1920s, you got the
Hmm.
pandemic 2028, and they was born and still living in between both. You dig what I'm saying? So you really gotta,
Every day.
yeah, you really gotta have grace for our elders, our parents for sure. And that's where I kind of continue to get better. Everything you always getting better. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You don't
that's a
never
fact.
it ain't never figured out. And
And
so I continue to just
I found I had that same frustration after college, bro. Like with my parents, just trying to get them to like, cause I don't think they realize that you kind of become another person whenever you go off and you around
Yeah.
other
love it.
people, and so like you're not the same kid that was just at the house. You coming back with a different
Right.
perspective, and they struggle to understand that for a
Man,
while.
perfect word, man. But it's out of love. I feel it's out of love because you their child. They know
Yep.
you, but then again they gotta relearn you, and y'all gotta coincide and coexist.
It's a
Like
normal
we
relationship.
disagree, absolutely. Normal relationship. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Again, I think it's just them coming from the era that they come from, the days and whatever traumas they've had to endure. Uh, that sometimes may get overlooked, with them as far as how to, you know, listen to your kids, learn something from your kids. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
you know, life is always it's an ever living cycle of learning and applying. So,
Nah, that's a
I'm
fact.
proud.
And just speaking of college, bro, at Cincinnati, you pretty much in the backyard. I mean, same state,
Right,
damn near in
right.
the same hometown,
Mhm.
pretty much.
He out there, he went
But
crazy.
under the hype and the expectations that you had, just the hype and expectations that you had just from that, how did that weigh on your mental? And did you ever feel like you were living for the approval of other people because you were so close to
Man,
home?
I think at a young age when I was, just talented, you almost looked at it like an ego thing. You almost kind of thrived off it, and really not even understanding the the trauma that you're putting on yourself later
Mhm.
on. So I think I think there was a little bit of it, but I thrived off it, and it probably made me a better player in a way, better made me a better player, but was doing something to the man later on in life, that I would have to answer to. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So
That's crazy you said that because I just came off of a panel, ATL Star Weekend, Black ATL Star Weekend, and I they asked me a similar question, and it was like football was my piece to chaos. You know what I mean? And now I'm at a point where my piece is to my piece.
mhm,
I don't need that chaos. I don't want that chaos. I don't strive off the chaos. So you saying that, like, that's the crazy part because we love that type of pressure. We love that type of that
mhm,
action, and we needed that, and that made us better. But like you said, that killed us. We wasn't working on who we had to work on at both sides. So that's finding that balance in life, and
mhm.
that's great.
It literally fixed everything. Like it fixed everything, bro. You had anything bad going, okay, I can't wait to get to practice.
Nah,
I'm finna put
man,
hands
Yeah.
on this. You know
you
what
got
I'm saying?
practice.
like, we're like, and in the real world, bro, you kind of struggle with it at first when you come out into the real world because it's like you can't get physical in altercations with these normal
Right.
people. They will kill you.
Or you catch
Like,
a
you know what I'm
case.
saying? And even I done had instances of just people pulling guns, just and I don't even feel like it was that serious, just the fact that they weren't even trying to take no kind of chance. And it's like we wired to handle everything with confrontation at that point because you can always
Yeah.
get it out.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And some people ready. So wait, I want to go back to that little statement you said. Who pulled out a gun on you?
Oh, it was we well back home from matter of fact, yeah, it was back home one
That's
time.
how it always
And
happen.
Yeah,
I was at
exactly.
UF and dude, so
He
we
from
walking
he
through the
he from
parking lot,
Louisiana, the
me and my
boot.
little crew.
Okay.
FYI, like the motherfucker, the
Yeah.
motherfuckers that be jumping in the swamps, wrestling alligators and shit.
I was in New Orleans about 2 weeks ago, 2, 3 weeks ago. I was in New Orleans.
Yeah. I'm a little south of there. I'm a little more country than New Orleans. But,
Yo, let me. But before you
so
tell the
we
story
walking
real
through the
quick, I gotta tell this nigga. The first time I met this nigga, right?
Yeah.
We first time I met Dane, we in Florida. This dude, we get cool. It's probably like a week within us knowing each other. We wasn't even that cool.
Yeah.
He calls me and was like, "Yo, Ease, yo, can I use your truck?" I'm like, "What you need my truck for, bro?"
pickup
Yo,
truck.
yo, 4 days just got hit. They fresh. I need your truck. I said, yo, what you calling my phone with this? What's wrong? Yo, what's wrong? Yo, that, yo, I thought he was playing, bro. He was dead
He,
serious, bro.
he,
That joint was crazy. My bad.
Bro, that's a
I had
gift
to
right
tell that
there, bro.
story.
That's your luck can't get much better than that, bro. You see a deer
that was
get
I
hit
was
back home,
laughing.
he going in the
Like,
back of the
oh
truck.
damn.
Yeah. Yeah, they going, man. That's some good eating right there.
Nah,
My man, you saying something, Dan? Go
But
ahead.
anyway, the back home situation. Whenever it was like three of us, bro. We walk into the club, and dude and his old lady, they in a real dark tinted out car. We didn't know who was in it, but when we passed by, she just floored it. You know what I'm saying? We walking by the car, she almost ran over my foot. You know what I'm saying? Like this, of course, I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna get real upset. Like, but it's a one way street. So as we walk into the club, the street that they have to come down is where we walking parallel to. So I'm still popping. You know what I'm saying? Like, saying what I'm saying. And this dude get out the car, big dude, probably like 6'7". So when he got out the car, I'm like, oh yeah, this me right here. This the one I want right here. I'm going straight at him. You know, my homeboys, they some little guys. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going straight at him. And when he got out the car, I could tell he wasn't by himself.
He wasn't, or he was?
The way he got out the car. No, he was by himself physically so far as a person, but you could tell he was holding something. And he said, when I got up on him, I seen it. He said, young YN, you finna get killed out here tonight. And I said, oh, bro, you know, my bad. You know, I'm in retreat mode now because I'm thinking,
that
you know,
shit ain't worth it.
Yeah, bigger dude than me. You know, he bigger than me. I'm like, you know, he want to get down real quick. We don't, you know, we gonna get it up. He wasn't taking them chances, and my homeboy still hollering, "Oh man, he ain't about doing 25 to life. Like we ain't finna find out tonight."
Yeah, you wildin', boy. You better shut your mouth up.
He like we ain't finna. I ain't finna find out tonight, bro. You got that big dog, and you know it's like, but in that experience right there too, you don't realize how traumatizing it is, bro. Because if I seen that dude a day later, I wouldn't even know who he was because I was just looking at that gun, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't even identify him.
I know that shit. And that happened. That happened while you was in the league.
That was no, this had to be like right before pro day and all of that. Like right after Florida, right after we left. So, you know, it's like, but so I go into the club, you know, this time I'm telling everybody what happened. Everybody ready to go to war and now, but it's like, you know, like
I want to make it to my first NFL game.
I'm gonna just learn from it and I'm gonna move different, you know what I'm saying? And no matter how big a cat is or whatever, I'm not just gonna approach nobody, bro. Just, you know,
that's a fact.
Because if he was dirty, he could have shot all three of us that night.
Like a watch and fail moment, learn from the mistake.
Yep, that's a fact.
Yeah, bro.
I'm glad that you're here with us. But making it to the NFL, that was a dream, right? That's a lot. And well, that's my question. Was that a dream for you? Like growing up, was that a dream?
Absolutely. That was my
That's fine. Well, you being able to do that, did you ever feel like you was trapped in your identity before the accident?
At some point, absolutely. Yeah.
Were there silent moments where you have felt lost and isolated, even through success? And did you have anybody with you to be able to express that, to be able to communicate that? Was there anybody? Was there friends, teammates, family members?
I spoke with it's like yes and no. You know, I would speak with, you know, old teammates, old friends and family. It's hard for me to kind of put the words together because hindsight is my hindsight vision is different from now than it was then. So it'd be like, I was having conversation. My hindsight today would say people was just kind of nosy, just wanted to check what was going on because it wasn't real conversation. I wasn't getting real stuff off my chest. I was just having a lot of talk, but
it was just checking the boxes.
I also wasn't. I wasn't in the mode. You know how it is coming in as a rookie. You got to have special teams. You got to do all this and that. And this kind of was my first real experience being like to the game, the political game that you got to play and all that. So I was real.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I wasn't on it. You know what I mean? Like that's how it was. So I wasn't playing much. You know what I mean? So I'm irritated. I'm at home and I'm not trying to talk about work, but I'm still having conversation. Again, people just kind of being nosy. You dig what I'm saying? And then when it comes time, but then I'm like, you know, I'll figure it out. You know, you're gonna see me this season. It's gonna happen. Whatever. So to answer your question, I had people, but I felt that I think that was my first true dark place. You know what I mean? Like I got the world, you know, at the palm of my hands, but I feel empty. You know what I mean? I hate coming to work. You know, and we just being real right now, but I hated coming to work. I love my team, my teammates. You know, select handful of people in the building. But the situation just wasn't for me, and I had got told kind of early I had a 4-year contract that they wasn't. I was never gonna play with the Rams, honestly. You know I mean, I got told that early, so it was like now I'm sitting here like, man,
bad taste in your mouth.
here like, I don't know what life is about to go. All I can do is just stay focused, come into work every day, put my best foot forward, bro. And I guess sit another, red shirt for the next 3-4 years, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I think just being in that type of space, and obviously me only knowing the real truth, and you can't really explain that to nobody or whatever.
Nobody.
So
Yep.
like, to me, that was a real dark place for me. Uh,
And
and
that's supposed to be your best time of your life.
you know what I mean. But I attacked it. I used it as
I think that's the biggest misconception with football, bro. Like, even like after high school, bro, it's not. I mean, it's not all that fun
a
no more.
menace.
Like, I
A
mean,
menace.
it's, in college, like out of that whole roster in college, you can say probably like 70% of these guys walk around here pissed off
Yep.
about something
Mm-hmm.
every day.
Yep.
Something ain't going their way. League the same way. Like, okay, you making this money, that's what people think or whatever, but
That shit ain't
it
it.
ain't.
Everything else come with it.
Somebody pissed
Right.
off about something. Like, it's always somebody really, really frustrated around there. And that's a misconception. They think football players are just real happy all the time. Life is
Mhm.
great. But it's a battle
And
every day.
it's crazy because what you said when you was like how when you basically you hated going to work, and it was supposed to be your best time of your life, but you was in the darkest place in your life, right? Same situation, same exact situation. Got drafted first round, made the most amount of money that you could have ever made, had these experiences that we were never gonna have without this experience. And it's just like everything on for me, it was everything on the outside, all my family members, all my friends, like everything just started to switch up. And it just all happened like that. Like there was no transition mode.
Right.
There was none of that. So, and to piggyback off what you said, Dave, people get that misconception that that first year, your rookie year, is you just completed your dream, right? You just completed your dream.
Right.
But that's just the hardest year. As soon as you walk in, that's just the most stressful year. And it's crazy because people do not the organizations don't attend to it. Like that's your most important year, but they just literally go in there and check the boxes that first year. And they don't allow you to learn how to reach out or learn how to communicate with people. So it sucks that you had to sit there and go through all of that by yourself. You know what I mean? Like did you ever find yourself trying to reach out and trying to talk to people about it, but it just like it made you feel uncomfortable, like your
Yeah.
vulnerability wasn't
Yeah. And them type of talks would be, it would only be to my close teammates. You know what I mean? Somebody who really truly understood. I wouldn't have them talks outside of that because, uh, obviously I was focused on playing.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't. I still my cup was still half full. You feel what I mean?
Facts.
And so when I'm just chilling with the boys or whatnot, and I'm just like, man, I would kind of talk about it sometime, but I'm the only one out of the group who kind of going through what they going through. Everybody else playing, so they ain't trying to
Yeah.
hear that. You know what I mean? They ain't
Everybody's
trying to talk about
situation
it.
different.
So I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
and I peep it though. So now I
Yeah.
be the negative guy. You dig what I'm saying? So we suppress it there.
Yeah.
So now I can't talk about it. So the only thing I did, bro, I dig deep. You know what I mean? I'm in the
Yep.
world, and it's like y'all gonna play me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make y'all play.
Mhm.
I ain't gonna go up in there and say, "Hey, coach, hey, look what I'm." Nah, I'm coming there. I'm gonna
I'm gonna
show up.
make you look at me.
Tuesdays is our day off. I didn't never took a day off. I was still in there. I wasn't telling the coach, "Hey, coach, nah." Y'all just noticed me around this mother. Y'all see my body changing, the way I'm moving. It's
Yeah.
on y'all not to play me, and it's on me on how I'm gonna handle that. Could I have handled it differently? Probably, what I
You've been at
did was
you've
right.
been at
I ain't gonna
home.
say, or was I did was wrong. I ain't gonna say it was all the way right. But I'm content with I dove into myself. I ain't cry
Mhm.
about nothing. I ain't raised my hand on nothing. I just kept going hard, and the respect is there. It's earned. My anybody that was in them buildings, from players to
Oh nah, everybody know.
yes, it was because I was a good person.
Mhm.
I'm a good man. I kept it real. I ain't cry about nothing, and that's what I can always, when it comes to that situation. I got love for the Rams always. They gave me my opportunity. Les Snead, all of them. They drafted me, bro. So it was always gonna
Mhm.
be a love. Um, but if I'm just being all the way candid and being real, they woke up a certain place. They put me in a certain place that I had never. I don't want to say they.
Ben.
Being with
Yeah.
the Rams, being with the Rams. I don't want to say they, my bad, but being with the Rams, I got put into a place mentally so deep that really made me just dig deeper. So where, 2012 I got drafted, 2016 accident, 4 years later, I get into another deep place and I don't feel as heavy. It don't feel as dark.
That's
But I'm
nice.
saying like, nah,
Yeah.
it got its dark
Yeah.
places, it got its dark shadows, but I feel like I went through the darkest being able. You feel what I'm saying? And so it's sick. It's sick, but maybe that's the way I had to, twist it. But I really do feel that way. And also, this was divine. Nobody did this to me. All of this
Mm-hmm.
was God's work, and that's when I could really, hang my hat on and move forward, chest up. I got my kids, and
Right.
I'm in the community, things like that, still teaching the kids and whatnot, and that still purposeful. You know what I mean? So still here. That's what I hang my hat on, man, and I think that's where it also allows me to be able to express, be able to dig deep again, but not physically this time, but more so
Mm-hmm.
here and in the heart, spread the love,
Right.
and
Right.
have conversations like this. So, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
That's deep, bro. That's real. And just going back to the incident with your leg after you lost your leg, the world saw the headline, and people can take what they want out of the headline, but they didn't see those nights where you might have been going through the mental fight that you was going through. Because I mean, you was a running back, bro. And to lose your leg and not be able to run that ball again, I know that was a traumatic thing for you, man. I just want you to elaborate a little bit on how you was able to survive and what pulled you through that moment there. You
Yep.
just kind of hit on it, but just
I
get a little
think
deeper
honestly,
into it.
man. So I'm a faithful man. I grew up in the church. Always had the faith. Always understood everything is written. And then when you going on this journey as a player, it's you and the Lord. You having them conversations with Him more than Mama. You know what I mean? Like you
Mm-hmm.
always on your hands and
Yeah.
knees with Him. And so I took it just like that. You know what I mean? I wake up, I get told the news. I straight had a conversation. I close my eyes. I'm just man, Lord, first of all, thank you for I'm still here. My son was just born a week ago. Man, I can still be a dad. I almost wasn't able to be a dad. And so I really was on that. And then it was more so just saying goodbye to football because, as a player, your day come to an end. We all want to blow our candle out. We all want to do it the right way, retirement party and stuff.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is it come to an end. You're not doing this forever. And so
Mm-hmm.
having my little saying goodbye to football, it was like that was that I used that in that moment. And then I just really just tried to use the momentum off of my prayer. I was praying for the Lord to just put whatever I needed to know, however the story is turning, just put it in my path, put the certain pieces in my path so I can be obedient, so I can know what we're doing, so I can know the game plan. Like I'm cool. I'm not blaming you. I'm not why me. Never did that. Never. You don't question the Lord.
That's
Putting the
fire.
why. It's just put the little seeds in my path so I can know what to do. Um, and I used that
Right.
momentum. And it probably was about 2.5 years later where I just had a moment in life, a lot going on, and I'm just again doing what we know. What we know is when it's chaotic, you gotta be able to operate in chaos, and I'm just but we ain't on the field no more. This is life. You
Yep.
gotta whatever you start got to be finished. Whatever chaos come got to be dealt with. You know what I mean? And it's just so it got about 2 years, two and a half
Yeah.
years where I just was like, bro, what just happened? What just happened, bro? Like 24 months ago. Like, what? I couldn't gather nothing. But, and
And this
after,
was after the
yeah, after
incident,
that, this
after
2 years
after the
after the
accident.
accident.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just
Mm-hmm.
couldn't gather, like, wait, what's going on, bro? You feel what I'm saying? And I needed to lock in again. You know what I mean? Like, that's my
Yeah.
first. That's what I'm reverting back to. I'm on my hands and knees. I'm
Yeah.
locking in. I'm shutting the world off because that's how I've always been successful in life, regardless whatever we do. So
Yeah.
it's like I need to lock in. I need to lock in, and
Do you think after like after those 2 years, that was your first time really dealing with grief about it?
yeah, yeah. I mean that's where I was getting at. Like I'm like, okay, bet. Let me lock in. to what? What am I doing, bro? I don't even gotta start. Like you know what I mean? And that's
Yeah.
where it hit me like, oh shit. Hey,
Yep.
wait. Damn, wait. You know what I
I
mean?
ain't
I
deal
was,
with this
you know what
yet.
I mean? Like I hadn't called the league. You know, you can call the league afterwards for the boom boom.
Yeah.
I started none of that. It's just I'm sitting here like,
Yeah.
what, bro? You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
You,
So yeah, it was
you,
about 2 years, 2.5 years later where, you know, and that little fog, that time was probably about 3 to 4 weeks. I remember it. That I remember.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I remember just what I was doing on a daily. I remember just
Do you think it was
learning.
something that was like a specific moment or a specific situation that triggered that for you?
Um, I think having my son like full time by myself. Me and his mother don't live in the same state, and she
Okay.
moved when he was about 2, and which was it was a mutual understanding, whatever. And I'm like, okay, like now what?
You
Now I
really
gotta
got to do
get
this.
him before I can even get me together. I gotta get him together. He wasn't in no daycare, you know, nothing.
Right.
So, and it's like, all right, cool. And you know, it's like uh,
Now
again,
you on
back
grind
to
mode.
huh?
I said you on grind mode. I was in
Yeah,
that same
grind mode.
situation.
But I'm
I
saying
was in
it's
that same
like,
situation.
you know, you ain't necessarily why me, but it's like I can't be crying. I ain't got time for crying or nothing like right now. So then,
Hmm.
but you get your little moments, your dark time or your times to yourself. You just like, what just happened, bro? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you don't know when it's gonna end, when the good days is gonna start coming. You just know you gotta stay focused day after day. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? And something gonna happen. You know, my leg hurting. I don't know when it's gonna stop. I don't know when I'm gonna look normal walking. I don't know when, but I just know if I just stay focused and keep going, it's gonna come. You know what I mean?
You
So
go.
I
Yeah.
think I think when I had that little 3, 4 week fall, it was realizing all of that, looking at this hill, like nigga about to go run this mud.
Run
Like,
it.
you know what I mean? So it was but again, that probably answer your question, get back to it. That probably was the you know, the foggiest I felt. And then since
Hmm.
then it's just, you know, brick by brick, you know.
During that time, was there anybody that was around you that was able to reach you? Because I know during the league, obviously, we gone through what I've gone through, and we didn't really allow people to reach us.
Mhm.
And I know after obviously you went through something in your time in the league to be able to go through this and master this,
Mhm.
right? And to be able to give back to this.
Mhm.
So was there any like mental health tools, any practices that you started to help you build that back up to where you are now?
So I try to just do the little things like, you know, stand on a workout schedule, stand on just life and journaling, reading, reading self-help books, reading the Bible. And then I got a call from Caleb Thornhill. He was the
Pack,
player personnel. Yeah, Pack.
pack.
Exactly. This is
Yeah.
before Pack though.
Mm-hmm.
This is before Pack.
Okay.
It's called ATV, ATF, or he gonna be mad if I can't remember the name, but he had it going on. He probably had it going on for like 2 years. This
Yeah.
was I
Was
think
that with the Dolphin situation?
yes, we were his
I
first.
know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep, we were his first group. It was about 5 of us. Um and but he had called me and he was like, man, I had set up man, it's crazy, man. I'm one of them nights I'm thinking about blah, blah, blah. I say my prayer at night, wake up the next day to his call. He like, man, you was on my heart, man. We got this situation going. We want you to come down. I come down for the week and it was, you know, it's the pack. It's whatever pack is now. It was a
Yeah.
European stage, and
Yeah.
man, it was eye opening. Man, he had so many different resources there, and I think one of the simplest things that I really took from that whole week of a bunch of information. We had a financial advisor come in, and she gave us a question: if you just won the lottery today and ended up winning $1 million, what would you do? First thing you gonna do? Everybody come through. I'm. She was like, me, if it was me, I just won it. I had a life. I was working. I was doing a thing. I just won today. I wouldn't do nothing. I would sit on it for a year and continue my life and then really find out what it is I would want to do. Bro, bust my head, bro. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Actually made you start thinking.
but it's like, dang. And then you at a point in life where money coming in how it is, and you live how it is, and now life changed, and now you got to learn to switch your lifestyle, but you
That
don't want to in some ways, and you don't want, you know what I mean? So,
it's hard to change, bro.
yeah. But it's
The
like
hell?
to hear
That's the
something like
standard.
from a financial advisor, it's like, man, you're right. And so then that even made me even start being back, like, shit, I ain't got it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
bro, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, I'm fine. Like, I'm more content with even saying that. I don't care how somebody feel about it. Like, or what
Yep.
you think.
Same.
You can think what you want.
Same.
I got it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad, bro. I'm glad
Yeah.
that you said that because that is a feeling that I feel like we all go through when somebody asks us that, and it's just like how we are obviously right in the thick of things. We don't really give a damn what you think, but when we look at ourselves, even when we outside and we got to pay for something, we still looking at ourselves like, damn, like I don't want to. I can't look broke. I can't feel broke. Let me just go ahead and feel it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm glad that you said that because I went through that a whole lot. And then honestly, I'll say probably about a year or two ago, I'm the same way. I don't got it. I'm broke.
Got it, bro.
I ain't got it.
Well, bro, I'm sitting on that million for a year and figuring out what I want to do. That type of what she has said. You know what I mean? Like that
Hey, but Ease, you always been a little tight
Nah,
though. I
nah, nah.
mean,
You gotta think now. Hell, I was mean. Look. My first,
hey,
my
so look, when he got hurt,
yeah.
I don't know. This might be an NCAA violation.
you
I
can
don't
say,
know.
hey, look. We ain't getting paid for 2016 is after.
Hey,
Go ahead.
Hey, when he tore his ACL, bro, I walk in his room. No, I'm still in college. I got to finish this senior season. Bro, he got like, I know it was at least probably like 30, 40 grand on the bed, bro. I'm like, bro, what you doing, bro? Like, what you doing? He was like, something about I done got rid of my eligibility. Like, I'm out of here. Like, I'm no longer eligible. I'm like, dang, bro. Let me hold like 200, bro.
Yeah. Go get these J's, boy.
We all like 200, bro. Like, hey, look. Matter of fact, the situation was my car was in the
Oh yeah, I
impound.
remember this.
Remember my
Hey, well,
look, hey, Pete, my car been in the impound for like
I
6 months,
remember
bro.
this. I
Real,
remember this.
like my car was so hot on campus, bro. They would tow it on site, bro. I had so many violations on that mug.
Yeah, I remember that shit too. But I did want to give you the bread though.
Long story short, he gave
Yeah.
me the 200, but I told him I was like, my parents gonna be up here like this weekend. As soon as my parents got to the crib, he tapped me on the shoulder like, hey, what's up with that? I'm like, dang, bro.
He's that.
You're like, what's up with that? Like, dang, bro, I got AK, bro. You gonna get it, bro. I'm gonna have it on the bed for you when you get back.
I didn't walk around there like bro man from the 5th floor.
Yeah, like, okay, bro. Hey, I respect it though, so I
That's
understand.
comedy.
That's what's up.
No, that's it. Yeah, that's how. But that's how it be, bro. Because if you don't create that standard of who you are, just as a whole, you're gonna get taken advantage of, and it's not like,
Right.
and it's not
Facts.
like you. I can't even say like people around you like, nah, I'm a rape him for all his bread. It's just what we're taught. It's just like, okay, he made it. We all didn't make it, so he got to take care of us. He should. They entitled for us to take care. And it's just like, nah.
And that's part of that pressure that comes with, like, in one of the other episodes, I was like, man, we got to change that stigma just for young black men to feel like that it's sports or nothing to be the, you know what I'm saying? Let's be more doctors and lawyers, and you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I used to hate when they used to say about the percentages. You know, like in high school, somebody would come around like only 3% of you guys will be playing on a Division I level. Then you can cut that percentage down to like 0.3 to ever make it to the league. I used to hate that, but that science is proven to be true. And if it's 5 of us in the family and we all pretty good athletes, maybe one of us may have a chance to at least make some kind of money that could really make a difference for the family. But if we all get an education, we can come in different ways and and educate the family in different ways.
Starting to see football, man, and as a whole nother, like as an industry, bro, as a real industry, and
Yes.
to the point, like the chances that we had to come up in, you could get picked, could not get picked. I think today is really more so on like a who you know standpoint, or who can send you on the social media or
Yep.
whatever. So we played big time ball. People that we played with, people who coached us, they coaching, they doing that. Some I mean, and
Still
so
there. Yeah.
that's where I think when it comes to the kids that we teaching, whether it's our kids or we coaching or whatever, you just keep pouring into them, and then let our boys, our contacts, keep doing them. You know what I mean? And eventually, it's all gonna circle back. And I think so. I think and this may sound selfish, but I think people that have walked our path, and we'd have been in locker rooms with people who want to walk other paths. That's where it make football more of an industry. You dig what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nah,
I
that's a
agree.
fact.
It's like a fraternity almost. It's like, you can, and then you can walk into a room with some people. They don't even have to be near the same age, but if they football guys, you be able to know somebody that he knows like really well or grew up with. It's crazy how small the world is.
The NFL logo is what they like. I didn't understand when they used to tell us that, what it holds and how obviously it's a brotherhood to an extent, but how much of a brotherhood it is. You know what I mean? And it's for our kids. And speaking about that, it's just like our kids is going to be the future. So how do we get them to be where we would hope for them to be and past that without losing the fun from this game? You know what I mean? And that's just something that I'm trying to teach my sons at the time. You
I
know,
know.
and them playing, because my middle kid, he playing flag football now. He loving it. So I'm like, all right, but he a little athlete. He be jumping the snap count. Yeah, Ari do. Ari be jumping the snap. So I'm just like, how do like, I'm seeing him having fun. It's just like, damn, I haven't seen that. I haven't felt that in forever. So how do I help him keep that?
Yeah, and I'm the same way, man. I'm going through the same thing with my boy. He love ball. He do. Um, I don't know. I can't. How can I say this? I don't see what a joy is. Not to say he's out there sad. He's out there a football player. But now it almost make you question, like, man, did I just program a football player, or is he having fun? I
Really want
have
to do it. Yeah.
conversation with him. Like, man, you like football, right? Yeah, yeah. What you mean? No, he'll say it like that. I'm like,
Yeah,
play football, like go to the NFL. And he looking at me like, why you asking me this dumb question? And I'm like, well, do you want to go because you want to, or because I want you to? And he was like, no, I want to. Well, I guess both. You know what I mean? And so that's where, again, I'm like, hey, that right there just lets me be able to, okay, I need to be able to just can't continue to teach. You don't feel like
yeah,
going to practice or whatever like that. I'm gonna allow that. We didn't have that. We couldn't wake up one day and be like, man, I ain't got it today, bro. I ain't going to practice, bro.
that's a fact. Yeah,
He was born for that. You know
No,
what I mean?
sir.
Like, I
yep.
mean, you had guys that did that, and you see where that path took them. You know what I mean? So it's like not to really put that type of energy on him. Where we get into practice if you can make it, but if you wholeheartedly can't, or not can't, but don't feel it today, bro. I'm behind you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He
exactly.
doesn't have them days. Like, and I think that is the joy that I find, because he don't take no days off. So
That's
that's
fine.
my reassurance. Like, okay, you know what I mean? But no, man, he has a certain moments he likes making tackles. He of course likes shaking people. You know what I mean? But it was just me, man. I loved it, bro. I loved everything about it. I ain't never want to stop. We go to practice, come home. I still want to play.
You still want to,
It's
yep.
like for him, it's like a job. It's like, bro, I done did that. Don't come talking to me until it's time to put back on.
Yeah, man. Just hearing you speak, being a father, right? And correct me if I'm wrong. This is fire. Your son named Deuce.
Yeah.
My son, that's my son's nickname too.
Okay. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. So
And
I'm like, yo,
Isaiah.
that joke.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm like, that's fire.
Yeah.
So speaking on being a father to Deuce, and obviously a man of faith, when the lights go off at night, how do you wrestle with the emotions of your new identity? And obviously he loves football. He knows you was playing football. What do you want your son to see when he looks at you?
Man, I want him to see somebody who he can come to, who got his back, man. Somebody who can walk the path with him. I think a lot of us grow up wanting to give our kids something that we didn't have, and I
Mm-hmm.
think for me it was just being out on that limb. Now I had the support. You know, if I got, a game or I got this next level, this next whatever, I had the support, but I didn't have nobody to go and ask, hey, what's next? Or what to look out
Yep.
for? What's this and that? Rather it's football or regular
Life.
life. You know what I mean? Like you got to go out there, get in a tussle, come back, tell the story, and then get the game. Like, well, shit, like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Whereas, now it's just me again, not having a man in the household. So I think for my son, that answering that question, man, just a homeboy. You know what I mean? Like a true best friend. Obviously, you my son, you me, but it's like you my dog, bro. And I want you to
Fire.
gotta
Yeah.
do the same, feel the same way, and I want you to think highly of me the way I think highly of you. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I'm not going to make you think highly of me through popping like your dad was this, your dad was this. You want to think highly of me or the love that I, you know what I mean? The game that I give you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how advanced you feel around your peers or whatever because of the game I done gave. You
Facts.
know what I mean? Like
Yep.
that's where you gonna look at me like that's my dad. Way like you know what I mean?
Yep.
That's
That,
what we be
bro,
on.
that'd be the best feeling just to see them just interact with their friend, their peers, and you just like, yeah, that's my
Little
little
you.
man right there. Yeah. Those be the
Oh,
best feelings right there, bro. I know exactly what you mean. Now that's fire, man. Well, so is there? I guess has there ever been a situation to where your son came to you, asked you about your accident and how like you went through that?
yeah, actually, at this point he'll tell you how it went
Right.
down.
That's
He
fire.
loved he loves watching it on
Mm,
YouTube, bro. Like he'll get on YouTube or whatever, and there's a story I did with this one on there. But he loved watching. That's one of his favorite shows.
mm-hmm.
He'll show his friend, like if he get a new friend come over, they see my leg questioning,
Yeah,
they be like, "Oh, bro," you know what I mean?
that's dope.
And he never minded, you know what I mean? So it just
Yeah.
obviously make me feel cool. I can't be cool,
Yep, that's fire.
you know what I mean? But he'd be like, man, look, yeah, pop it on right quick. Like, yeah, about to narrate it, you know what I mean? So
That's fire.
yeah,
That's
I mean, so for me, man, this is all he know. And, for him to all he know is this leg and then trophies and stuff and whatever somebody tell him, highlights.
mhm.
And so, that's where like I was saying before, I just give him that love, give him that game, let him feel me for that. I ain't gonna do that to him. Your dad was
Mm,
this, that. Um,
yeah.
he
You
gonna
don't got to, Pete. Everybody gonna do it for
know
you.
what's going on, and
Yeah.
so I think that's what I want to be to him. I just want to be that constant, male, masculine voice, and just see what happens, see the results that come from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's dope. You said you was in the community a little bit. What do you what do you have going on in the community?
So right now, I just be coaching right now, and then doing little trainings,
Mhm.
training kids and things like that. But just getting down here to Houston, been out here a
Mm,
year now, trying to get my people. I'm not here with no family and whatnot, so learning who I can work with and who can
mhm.
do rest of things like that. It's been going good, meeting some real good people down here. To start going ahead with a final what's it,
501(c).
501(c)? Yup, get that together, get all of that going. Something that probably should have did a couple while ago, but honestly, I wanted to be out of Columbus. How you had said, how we spoke
Mm,
earlier, you had, went back to Jersey right quick and then
yeah.
had to step out. It was like, that was me. Like,
Nice.
I
Yeah.
want to start life here, bro. I need to get out of here, bro. You know what I mean?
Understood.
So
I
now that I'm
understand.
here, it's like, man, what we doing? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I think a lot of from just the listener perspective, they probably would want some clarity on. I'm gonna let you answer it. Whether did the car accident in your career or were you already out of the league at that time?
That's a good question. So I had just got released. I was out. I was on the streets for about 3 weeks, uh, and I came home. I was still in Miami though, and I had came home to have Deuce, my son. Now
Okay.
I was still having. I probably had 2 workouts in the midst of that. And then I had Deuce was born on a Saturday. I had a workout on Monday with the Chiefs. And so on Sunday I had to fly out or whatnot, getting tangled up with baby and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Missed the flight, and that was basically the end of it. Now I was, when you waiting on that phone call, you just sitting to the next week. So I
Yeah.
really was just sitting to the next week. You know what I mean? And on a Friday, Friday night is when I got the accident. So the accident ended my career. But I was not on the team at the time.
If you can, and obviously this is all comfort to you, if you can take us back through that night where it happened, if you
Yeah,
don't mind.
man, I was chilling, man. Sometimes I still got pictures and videos just chilling with dudes, but we was chilling. It probably was around about 11:30, 12 o'clock, where one of my old teammates had came into town from college, and then my dad came over or something like that. You know how people just randomly pulled up. Now we all three there. What you been
Mm-hmm.
doing? I've been with Deuce all day. Man, come on, just get out right quick. So no, all right, bet. We three, right? We us three in the car. Um, go out. We out. We by the time we get there, it's late 1:30. You know what I mean? We just vibe. We just out. I had been in the house all week with him, and then we go to uh Waffle House, and so now my dad had a little friend. This little crazy. He got a
Mm-hmm.
little friend. So now it's just us two in the car because Pops ain't in there. And now it's just us two, and we riding up the freeway and whatnot. Um, it's us. We talking and whatnot. Speed limit is one thing. I probably went over a little bit, but it wasn't long. Stop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm slowing back down. You know what I mean? You know how it is when you just slide
Yeah,
accelerate
facts.
right quick. It was like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that made my tires hot, and I was I was getting new tires like later that week. I had like they was bald. I think they got hot, and so now we back
Slit.
riding normal. You know what I mean? Riding
Mm-hmm.
normal, kind of turning left, and then hit a bump, and the bump blew the tire. I get the, what I mean, swerving
Oh,
and
so
all
your
of that.
tire fell off.
The tire popped. Yeah, I hit it. It didn't. No, it didn't fall off. It flew it. It blew
Oh,
it.
damn.
Yeah, and then we
Blew it.
started fishtailing and all of that, and then went out the side of the freeway. Freeway was elevated, and it was just a guardrail. It wasn't like a wall or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Went straight through the guardrail. The guardrail kind of come through the car, sent the car in the air. It trapped my legs, and then I get thrown out the side. And then as it did that, it bent both my legs backwards. So one of them I tore my whole knee, and the other one got snipped off, and I get ejected out. Car go that way, but I fell right there by the freeway, so that was easy. It was easy for them to find me, but the car was way out in the woods somewhere, bro. It was crazy. Um,
Yeah,
I
bro,
don't
that's
remember much. I
crazy. God
remember,
bless you.
hitting the bump.
God
I
bless you
remember
still
like,
here, man.
yeah, I remember about to hit the wall, and I caught it because the wall was on the inside, but I caught it. We go outside. Then I remember like just the airbag smacking me, and I remember flying in the air. Like it's like
So
like
you remember
planes.
flying in the air.
I remember flying in the air, getting that roller coaster feeling. Um, and then like my next one, I remember hitting the ground and not waking up. Like man, this ain't no dream, but it wasn't necessarily hurting though. I'm just like
Yeah,
I ain't woke up.
that adrenaline.
And then like next thing I know, I remember like just like, getting picked up by some silhouettes, and then being in the ambulance, looking at the lights, and the next thing I know, I'm in the hospital, waking up. You know what I mean? So it was kind of just in and out. But it was definitely just crazy, bro. It was to me, it was just so much of a overwhelming earthly moment that I had no other choice but to dive into my faith.
Get
You know what
into
I
it.
mean?
Yep.
So that was that.
Nah, man. I'm glad you still here. Right. To your perspective, even how you started it off when you was like, I went through what I went through in the league, and by the time I went through what I went through with my leg, that wasn't even the darkest moments of my life. And for you to sit here and say that, bro, that shit is big.
Yeah, bro.
Like that's mental. Like you are emotionally intelligent and mentally aware. You know what I mean? So it's dope that you built that and you are who you are because you're able to give that to your son in a bigger light than you could have ever given him. So like you said, it's divine, man. It's definitely divine.
For sure.
Yeah, so no, I appreciate that.
And
One, I want to say thank you for coming on. One thing that we like to do here on Managing Our Mind is ask you 2 to 3 things that you do on a daily basis that help you manage your mind. All the things that you have going on, your move, your fatherhood, all the mental struggles that you're battling with, that everybody battles with on the daily. What do you do on a daily basis to help manage your mind?
I definitely try to uh, keep get a quiet time for myself to kind of go through lists, check off lists, um, do some sort of reading, rather it's research, rather it's
Mhm.
self help, or rather it's the Bible. You know what I mean? Um, but I try to find a quick little 30-minute in that time. But usually my time is either in the morning time or at night. But I try to find that time to just to stay focused and check off whatever boxes and list, make new lists, scratch off. I keep a lot of grease boards around me, so
That's fire.
definitely on that. And then also, bro, just try to stay uh you know, try to keep my son's life, silver spoon in a way. You know what I mean? If that
Yeah.
makes sense, just try to just be just. I mean, we all try to be the best we can as parents. I don't want to single myself out like that, but in a way, like his schedule, I'm on top of his schedule. You know how we come from nothing
Yep.
but a schedule, bro. So,
Yep.
I mean, like as long if I'm on his schedule and I can see the result of me staying on top of my schedule with him, I can see the result. On how results, when it
Yep.
comes to business and when it comes to, just moving forward in life, Chuck getting to the next stage. Um, I look at it like that, so really just making the world my mirror. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
it's just playing hard, doing good. You know what I mean? They say when you play hard, the ball just roll your way. You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
fact.
Stay focused, bro. Just keep your head down, stay prayed up, and then also, but have fun. You know what I mean? I think that's one thing that like you can't take life so serious that that's all we know is like, man, what? You know what I mean? So that's for me. It's like have fun with it, bro. Laugh, smile, um, and understand that we all out here running this journey, bro. Don't nobody got it figured out. You know what I mean? Everybody, that lost a leg, and it may not be physically, but everybody in the been through
Mhm.
things, we are all in taking and teaching at the same time. You know what I'm saying? We learning stuff and we gotta, pass it along, whether it's to a kid or to a homeboy. You know what I mean? Like all at the same
Big
time.
facts
We in
on
the
what.
page, so should just stay focused, man. That's my advice to myself and anybody listening.
Man, I appreciate it. If you can give the fans a place where they can reach you, obviously get ready to get look on the lookout for his 501(c) getting back into the community. If you can let them know where they can find you.
Yes, sir. Right now, just Instagram for the safest IP. And I will be launching the 501(c) on the Instagram. But to keep up right now on the updates is that one.
Thank you for being on Managing Our Minds podcast. I'm Dominique Easley.
And I'm Damien Jacobs. We signing out with our guest, Mr. Isaiah Pead.
Appreciate y'all.